the Honorable Acting Foreign Minister, government officials present, the delegation of the Qatar Fund for Development, the Honorable Vice President, we would like to thank you for your kind hospitality and the warm reception accorded us and our delegation since the arrival to the Republic of Liberia.
سعادتنا بالرئيس، كما تعلمون علاقات دولة قطر بجمهورية ليبيريا علاقات متميزة وتربطنا الكثير من الاتفاقيات والأمور الجيدة والكثير من الزيارات المهمة حصلت في الآونة الأخيرة، وهذا يسعدنا بحضور الوفد الاقتصادي اليوم. هذا يعطينا دافع قوية للدفع بهذه العلاقة إلى الأمام إن شاء الله.
Madam Vice President, the Republic of Liberia and the State of Qatar enjoy friendly ties. We have signed in the past a lot of agreements of cooperation between our two countries, and to foster that, you have seen today the delegation. This is a delegation from the State of Qatar, comprises the Qatar Fund for Development and other various important sectors. They came to Liberia to foster and deepen the further strengthening the already existing ties between our two countries.
سعادتنا بالرئيس، احنا نشكركم جزيل الشكر على الاهتمام الجيد والاستقبال الممتاز والاعداد الجيد لهذه اللقاءات والوفد الاقتصادي مع النظراء الليبيريين، فهذا يدل بانما يدل على اهتمامكم وحرصكم على تنميه العلاقه والدفع بها الى الامام.
Madam Vice President, I would like to also take this opportunity to thank the government of the Republic of Liberia for the one reception for our delegation, and also the planning. Things have been going very, very well. It is good to report that to you, and that is the cornerstone, a milestone in the strengthening the already ties between our two countries.
في الختام طبعا نسأل الله تعالى أن تكون هذه الزيارة زيارة خير للشعبين الصديقين، ونسأل الله أن تكون زيارة موفقة ونشكركم على.
And again, we hope that this delegation they will meet their target by yielding the desired result. And again, we wish your country, your government, and personally for your excellency, good health and prosperity for our two friendly countries. And thank you so much for receiving us this morning. With all your tight schedule, we were informed about that. At this point in time, I would like to give chance to my colleague, the head of the delegation, to give a brief statement.
بادئ ذي بدء يسعدني ويشرفني الالتقاء بسعادتكم مع وفد صندوق قطر للتنمية ورفد الموافقة.
The Honorable Vice President, Honorable Acting Foreign Minister, government officials present. First of all, I would like to thank you and your government, for according our guests this opportunity to meet Your Excellency this morning.
ويسرني أن أنقل لكم تحيات صاحب السمو الشيخ تميم بن حمد آل ثاني أمير البلاد المفدى والنائب الأول لرئيس مجلس الوزراء سعادة وزير الخارجية الشيخ محمد بن عبد الرحمن آل ثاني.
I also like to take this opportunity, Madam Vice President, to bring you greetings and compliment from His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad, Emir of the State of Qatar, the Vice Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdurrahman, Muhammad bin Abdurrahman, the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Liberia, of the State of Qatar, I'm sorry.
وأتمنى التوفيق لزيارة هذا الوفد مع جانبكم.
And we hope that this the fruitful engagement that the delegation have been engaging their Liberian counterpart, we hope that it will be fruitful engagement.
وهذا لن يأتي إلا بفضل جهودكم وتوجيهاتكم للجهات المختصة في جمهورية ليبيريا الصديقة.
And again, Madam Vice President, it is good to note that seeing the delegation today in the Republic of Liberia did not just come like that. It has been from fruitful engagement between our two governments through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Embassy of the State of Qatar present in the Republic of Liberia.
وأتمنى نقل تحيات سمو أمير البلاد المفدى والنائب الأول لرئيس مجلس الوزراء وزير الخارجية إلى فخامة الرئيس جورج ويا.
And through you, Madam Vice President, I would like to also bring greetings from His Highness the Emir of the State of Qatar, the Vice Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs to His Excellency President George Manuel Weah.
وأتمنى لها الزيارة النجاح التام، وخصوصا أنها تم إعداد لها إعداد مسبق من التغطية الإعلامية الجيدة التي واكبت هذا. وأتمنى بفضل جهودكم تكملة هذا الشيء وتكلل الزيارة هذه بالنجاح.
And we also wish the delegation, the mission for the delegation to be fruitful, and the engagement with their counterpart. We hope that it will be translated, to reality. And like we said again, this came from the assiduous work between the engagement between our two governments.
وأطلقكم الله، وأتمنى التوفيق للشعب الليبيري الصديق وجمهورية ليبيريا الصديقة.
We pray Allah will bestow peace and prosperity to the friendly nation of the Republic of Liberia, and to the people, the kind people of the Republic of Liberia. And thank you, Madam Vice President.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we get a word from
either government agencies that are focused particularly on health, or international NGOs and organizations ranging from Qatar Charity. We have also Education Above All. We have Qatar Red Crescent Society, Silatec, and we have the Supreme Consultancy for Disaster Planning. This consortium, Madam Vice President, comes here with a lot of experience because collectively we work in more than 80 countries around the world. We provide aid in the vicinity of $1.5 billion on an annual basis, whether that is ranging from the response to crisis and natural disasters, conflict situations, refugee situations, or even in least developed or developing countries where there's a need for sustainable development. We have also with us here our trusted consultants from Geneva Global, Mr. Nathaniel and Mr. Mark, who help us in conceptualizing strategic interventions, particularly in the development sector. Madam Vice President, the purpose of our mission here is to open a dialogue with the relevant stakeholders in the Republic of Liberia. This is, of course, coming from the directions of His Highness the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, His Excellency the Prime Minister, and His Excellency the Foreign Minister. We operate under their umbrella and their command, and they are here to open this dialogue and understand from you firsthand what are the needs that we can support in. Of course, we have in our strategy certain priorities. These range from education to health to economic empowerment of vulnerable populations. But that doesn't mean we don't operate in traditional sectors such as infrastructure development and in water sanitation networks. So we thank you, Your Excellency, for your time. It has been so far a very good delegation, well prepared for every agency we have met with, whether from the Commission of Aids to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Industrial Planning, Ministry of Health. They have all communicated clear projects, clear areas that they need support with, and that is for us very helpful because we can go back to our capital, conceptualize interventions, speak to our central government, and hopefully come back cutting through bureaucracy in a fast manner to work with the various stakeholders. So we, on behalf of all the delegation, I wish to thank you, Your Excellency, for your time again, and we look forward for a fruitful conversation.
Has been engaged with some of our partners in making sure that they cooperate with us, collaborate with us in line with our development agenda. The State of Qatar has had fruitful discussion with us. We have a political consultation pending. There's all the agreements that are to sign three. Once the Excellency of the President comes and gives his application, and then we'll formalize that. So today the delegation is here. As we said, based on our discussion at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we want to move from strategic plan and to real and practical action. They've met the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, they've met the Ministry of Finance, they've met all the stakeholders in agriculture and the National AIDS Commission. Our goal is to meet with you, to brief you and also to get their own insight and input as to how we progress going forward. It is our intention at the close of this visit, we will conceptualize a plan of action that we presented to the President and Vice President here, and then after that, we shall do a follow-up visit to the state of Qatar. But this is a very diverse group. I would love for you, Excellent Ambassador, for everyone to go across the room and introduce himself or herself so that the Excellency of the Vice President can know you and know your name and know how to interact with you better. But we're very encouraged by the level of discussion we've had. We're hoping that we can consummate this as fast as possible so that now we can move towards the implementation phase. Thank you very much, Madam Vice President, for receiving us on very short notice.
Hopefully the meetings, as the ambassador said, has gone very well. We have an in-depth look at what some of the issues are. When countries begin to interact at this level, it's always good for a delegation to come. I always say to people, come and visit and see firsthand what our issues are, what the cooperation could be, how we can have a mutually inclusive relationship that provides opportunities at both levels. I want to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs through our acting ambassador. Our acting Minister of Foreign Affairs is also an ambassador anyway, for the work that they've done that has brought the level of discussions to this level. We hope that at the end of your meeting, I'm not sure how many more days they're here. I hope at the end of the meetings that you hold with the different sectors, there will be a report for us to see as to what your own impressions have been about what you've seen and the interactions you've had. And then I believe we can take it, take that to the President's office and then see how things can be fast-tracked. We look forward to working with you. I want to thank His Excellency the Ambassador for remaining engaged. It's been a little bit, but I know you've been planning properly to get the number of persons that we have around this table all get their schedules right to come. So I want to say thank you to you for not giving up. I know you know that we have some challenges as we continue to govern and reform our country, the minds of our people, and the opportunities that are available. Our president always says that the human resources are the most critical to us. We have a lot of other natural resources, but again, if we don't bring our people up to a level where they need to be in terms of capacity building, then all of the other things somehow slip away. So I think meeting with the Ministry of Education and Healthcare and Public Works are very critical aspects of what we hope the final arrangements would be. And we look forward to engaging with you after the assessments have been done. My office is open as usual. Whatever I can do to help, I'm available.
Yes, protocols and how will, if it schedule permits, we can call them like a minute each to talk specifically about the respective roles and areas so that we can bring Excellency the Vice President up to speed. So,
1 minute each.
Which makes our job easier in terms of having good exploration and idea at the beginning, and go back and complement or speed the process of discussion and verification of things. Because we would want also to be a complementary part in terms of what can we add in terms of values or services that implement the efforts of the government, not to be in a separate way. We need to be parallel and in harmony with what you already have planned and implemented. And I think for the health sector, there is an opportunity for us to help, particularly for the private issues in terms of the risk or issues in terms of mobility and health. And I think we did, or we are doing the first part, and the second part hopefully will be soon after we will go home back to the education.
David, I work with the Education Above All Foundation, which was an initiative of Her Highness Sheikh Mother and Nasser, which was started in 2012 with the clear goal of bringing about 10 million out of school children. So we go to countries that have been identified with high rates of out of school children, look for those partnerships and then use those partnerships to try and bring these kids back by addressing the various barriers the kids are facing in accessing school. So through our initiatives, we've reached at least 50 countries, and last year we marked the commitments of reaching 10 million out-of-school children. However, we are still continuing with the same process, and we look forward to working with some of the partners in the project.
Excellency, thanks again for having us. We're very humbled to be here and to share with you the esteem Salman Bandi from Citizens Foundation. This is a second initiative chaired and launched by Her Highness Sheikh Moza, the wife of the father Amir and the mother of the current Amir, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Thani. We work basically on youth economic empowerment. Her Highness launched this initiative 10 years ago, the objective to fight youth unemployment across the world. We reached our first milestone last year, and we provided youth in more than 17 countries with 1 million job opportunities, and then we contributed to alleviate youth unemployment across the world with 1 million job opportunities for youth. We do that through two mechanisms: either job placement, we work with the private sector to provide youth with the required skills so that they fit the job market requirements, or through entrepreneurship, and we support youth access to capital and get the financial resources. We were very excited to come to Liberia because we saw that His Excellency President George Weah has already launched an initiative in this sense by providing a $3 million fund to the Liberian Bank for Development and Investment to support small businesses. And in all our interventions, we are very happy to support government efforts. Actually, we're not here to compete with governments or overlap with its work. So we're excited to bring our contribution to the efforts being done by the government of Liberia, and inshallah we hope that all of our efforts will contribute to the prosperity and development of the Liberian people.
Thank you very much, Madam Vice President and Your Excellency. My name is Niglal Haj. I work at the head of international programs at Qatar Red Crescent. Qatar Red Crescent is a member of the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement. We are glad that we have already an existing MOU with the Liberian Red Cross, and this trip is mainly to understand more about the needs and the gaps and be part of how to fill that gaps. We are not here as Qatar team to create a parallel system, but to work within the system that is being led by you and your government. And I'm sure as we move with the rest of the trip, we'll be able to have clear ideas how to translate words to actions. Thank you.
Honourable Vice President, thank you so much for your time. My name is Fahad Dahimi, and I'm a representative of the Qatar Fund for Development, which my colleague Sama has explained a little bit, and also I'm sure he's going to explain again as he was there since the inception, since it was a concept. But my role in general is I work with international organisations in the operational department of the Qatar Fund for Development. So I've been on a lot of field missions recently, and also I took part in the first of these practices in terms of building country strategies in Sierra Leone. So it's been really useful for me to be able to cross-evaluate in these processes, and one thing that's been very clear to me is the clear vision of your government, and hopefully we can translate to align our strategies with your strategic priorities and also those of our partners to move across to implementation as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. My name is Khalid Al-Yaqi. I'm Project Director at Qatar Charity. Qatar Charity established 1992. Now, after long term, we have more than 30 offices around the world. Qatar Charity, actually, we work in different sectors: health and education and economic empowerment, and also in social welfare. Under Qatar Charity now we take care around 160,000 orphans around the world. It was a good chance in this visit. We know what is يعني the Liberians government needs, and we hope inshallah in future soon we can work together.
We'll take it back there. Go ahead.
So Geneva Global is a philanthropic consulting firm, and we've worked with the Qatar Fund on a couple different assignments and are supporting them with a bit of advice and bandwidth to help bring these strategy exercises together. Despite our name, Geneva Global is actually based in Philadelphia. And so I've come to learn, though, that they're given the Liberian expatriate community. I didn't realize I was from Liberia's westernmost county. But I'm thankful to be here, obviously.
Ibrahim from Qatar Charity, as mentioned by Brother Khalid, Qatar Charity is one of the biggest charities working in 70 countries, and we have full-fledged offices in around 30 countries. And we're working in 7 sectors in development, as far as 8 sectors in relief. So we hope that we will soon have an office in Liberia and cooperate with the government of Qatar.
Hi, it's Howard-Taylor from Strategic Center, Consulting and Technology. Actually, we are a partner for this delegation. We focus on for really strategic planning and technology and consulting.
What is it? Go ahead. Back set. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Again, yes.
I spoke a lot during this delegation, but thank you again. Qatar Fund works under the Council of Ministers. Our chairman is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We implement Qatar's foreign aid policy, and since 2014 we have organized ourselves, and we started having stronger dialogue within Qatar Fund with the various partners in the constellation of humanitarian aid and development. And the aim is to make difference. So wherever Qatar's name is in this sector, we want to make a difference. That is centered around the core strategy that we have, which focuses on human development. Wherever Your Excellency, you hear His Highness the Emir or the Father Emir speak in any international fora, you will see that the focus would be on human development, on advancing human thought, unlocking the human potential as means of freedom. Your Excellency, our focus on education is basically to provide education freedom for people, because if they are educated, if they have access to health, we unlock their potential, and coupled with access to equitable job opportunity in the market, then we are providing the person hope and to participate and contribute to global sustainable development. This is our philosophy, and we try to, within our constellation of partners, not to overlap our work. That's why you'll see certain specialties in education, certain specialties in humanitarian aid, so that we can bring on board real impactful.
And that's the crux of what I do. I mean, I've been in government in different levels over 20 years. And the issue of providing opportunities for people to become empowered is always the greatest tool. Even when we talk about the Liberian Red Cross, they've gone beyond just emergency aid. About 2 years ago, they began a program of finding out how they could get the young girls who have been caught up in the war without an opportunity to go to school trained. They lost some of their funding. I mean, when I went to visit them about 2 years ago, they were at a point where they weren't able to continue the program. But I saw that program with the young girls as very impactful. They provided training for about a year in different things, cosmetology, small business, and they provided funding so that at the end of that process, someone would either open a beauty salon or something. And they've gone through 3 cycles. I don't know if when you met with them, you had a chance to talk about it, but that is a program that is really, really, really impactful. They had hoped to move across the country to not just do the capital city. They were strangulated not being able to do that, but I think beyond the fact that they've been involved in just providing emergency relief, that they've gone beyond that to find out how they too can impact girls especially, and I think that's a very, very, very good program. I hope they talk to you about it whilst you were there. Also, the issue of providing education for girls. I've been doing this for more than 20 years because I believe that if you train and you provide an opportunity for a woman, then all of the SDGs are taken care of. If a woman is educated, she's going to ensure education and healthcare and safe drinking water and better environments. You know, so it ties into the entire aspect of the Sustainable Development Goals that Africa has not yet managed to even move up a little bit. There are some countries who've done very well, like Rwanda, but most of the African countries are still below well. And I thought in making the SDG bits and pieces, it centers on just a woman, and if you provide her with that opportunity, of course, generations after her are better off because they now have access to a lot more. So I have a small charity myself, and we do education for girls across Liberia. It's a small amount, not 60,000. I think this year we're going to do about 2,000 little girls across the country, especially considering the economic situation we find ourselves in. It's been quite difficult just getting girls to stay in school. We're sticking with girls from 7th to 12th grade because if you watch the elementary schools, you'll find out that there are many girls who go to elementary school. By the time they hit 7th grade and they're 12 and 13, they're either, having babies or giving out in marriage or dropping out because they have to help to provide economic activities for the families' upkeep. So that's why we're sticking with 7th to 12th grade, because that's where we begin to lose girls. By the time you get to the 12th grade, the classes are much smaller than when you start at 7th. So I like the fact that a lot of what you do really centers on the human development, which is what we need. There are many, many, many young people across our country whose educational sojourn had come to an end because of the war. You now have young adults, early 30s, who have not gone to school. They are not having their children. They have no source of income, and it's a really rumbling thing that we keep dealing with every day. But until you provide those opportunities to help them put their lives back on track and become active in good citizenship, then you haven't done well. So I mean, I'm happy that all of this centers around the individual. And like I said, my office is open. Whatever I can do to help, I will do from my end. And I want to say thank you in a very special way for taking time off to come, Mr. Shajid Affair. I know you've been working quite hard on getting this done also. I didn't want to forget that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just as we come to the end of this interactive dialogue, the Vice President will do a photo shoot out with the delegation. First with the ambassador and the accommodation.
Yeah, but for me,